On the outskirts of Kharkiv, residential complexes have turned into a war zone. They resemble what a battlefield is. Homes completely turned to debris, shells lying all over. I and Lalit Joshi visited one of these locations where the Ukrainian army was taking on the Russian forces. Heavy pounding from the other side was being responded from the Ukrainian forces as well. Here's our special report. As we speak, here we've had to take cover now. You can see what's happening.
Residential buildings, children's park, schools, everything reduced to rubble. Putin's war machines relentlessly bombarding the city of Kharkiv, the second largest metropolitan center of Ukraine. India Today reports from the war zone in the middle of missiles raining down into the city.
This is a residential area. This is what is left of the children's park, and the entire complex completely reduced to debris. People who were living here have had to evacuate. Continuous bombing, shelling we can hear even as we speak. Let's find out what's been the situation over the last few days. Can you give us an update on what's exactly been happening in this area?
Тут відбувалися інтенсивні бомбардування.
Massive bombings have taken place. Russian occupation army have fired from artillery, reactive artillery, and here you can see the result of it.
Нічних, виключно нічних обстрілів.
After taking control of Mariupol, Putin seems to be eyeing Kharkiv. The city too is preparing for an all-out assault.
This is a residential area. We can hear the shelling in the background. This is a residential area near Kharkiv where there has been intense fighting. Continuous shelling can be heard in the background. We are making sure that we can take shelter somewhere close by. We can see what has happened to the houses here. Lalit will just pan and give you a clear picture. These are all apartments completely blown off. Most of the people have left their homes. They've been evacuated from here. And the ones who are still stuck here are trying to get out of here. The situation remains extremely volatile.
India Today visited the bunkers of Ukrainian forces just 40 kilometers from the Russian border to get a first-hand experience of how soldiers are coping with the battle.
This is a bunker, a shelter for the Ukrainian forces. We were just at the site where shelling was happening, that residential area, and just underneath that, this bunker has been created. This is where the Ukrainian forces are staying right now, and the soldiers who are posted here, this is how they are taking shelter at this place as the shelling continues outside. This is what the home of a Ukrainian soldier looks like during the war. Here, very close to the border, only 20-25 kilometers away, and things seem to be really intensifying from here onwards. We'll try and speak also to some of the soldiers here to get a clear sense of what exactly has been happening here over the last few days and what do they expect will be happening in the days to come. With camera person Lalit Joshi, this is Abhishek Bhalla in the Kharkiv region for India Today. After the success of taking over the crucial port city of Mariupol, Russian President Vladimir Putin is now eyeing Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv, in the east. But the Ukrainian forces have made it clear that they will continue their fight back to make sure Russians are kept away. Here is a report that I filed.
Vladimir Putin's mission Mariupol is complete. The Ukrainian port city is now in Russian control, the biggest victory yet for Putin's forces.
The special operation to destroy Mariupol is complete. Everything is clear and we have no questions.
The only resistance in Mariupol is this steel plant, where Ukrainians remain cooped up as Putin has ordered his troops not to breach or storm into the Azovstal plant, but to surround it from all directions. Ukraine's pleas to release their citizens from the Azovstal steel plant have so far fallen on deaf ears.
I consider the proposed storming of the industrial area pointless. I order to abort it. This is the case when we must think. That is, we must always think, but even more so in this case, about preserving the life and health of our soldiers and officers. There is no need to climb into these catacombs and crawl underground through these industrial facilities. Block off this industrial area so that not even a fly comes through. There is not a single building in Mariupol that has not been destroyed. For over a month, Russian soldiers kept the city under tight siege, not allowing even humanitarian corridors. Hundreds of thousands of residents remained there without food, water or medicines.
Nearly 60 days of this war, and President Putin has scored a huge strategic win in the city of Mariupol. But what's next? Ukraine's second largest city of Kharkiv. That's right. Russia will be looking to secure two big cities in the east and thereby complete a successful operation in Ukraine. But Ukraine has made it clear that the country will continue its aggressive fight back.
This is an ambush that has been laid by the Ukrainian forces in one of the forested areas around the Kyiv region. Another soldier, you can see him using the rocket launcher in case there is an invasion.
Soldiers remain on guard 24/7 to hit back at any Russian assault, laying traps to ensure Putin's troops don't roll their massive tanks into Kharkiv.
We are at one of the forward posts of the Ukrainian forces, and this is where a lot of artillery shelling has been happening. They have been pounding these places for long, the Russian forces. These are the places where they take shelter in case there is an artillery attack, in case there is firing. Positions of the Ukrainian forces that is guarding the route up to Kharkiv, the main highway and the arterial roads that come towards Kharkiv from the Russian border are being guarded by this team here, and they are on guard 24/7. Such has been the situation around Kharkiv that the forces are expecting a massive invasion from the Russian side any time.
The Russian assault isn't slowing down, and the Mariupol victory will invigorate Putin's troops to go all out in the capture of Kharkiv next. With Abhishek Bhalla in Kharkiv, Bureau Report, India Today.
Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv, is under relentless bombardment from the Russians. Here is a report that India Today's Mausami Singh filed after a fresh attack on a factory in Kharkiv. Take a look.
India Today is showing you pictures, the latest pictures of the missiles that are raining in the city of Kharkiv. Behind me you can see that plumes of smoke on the plant, missiles rained in on the street, and 1, 2, 3 fire brigades, firefighters, working overtime here. Look at the buildings, all these buildings up till 500 meters of stretch have completely collapsed in terms of the glasses shattered. Here attempts are being made to actually douse the fire at this fire plant. The missile's impact was so hard that you can see that the building behind me, it's absolutely black and charred with smoke. Firefighters are getting several calls in a day. It's not an easy job for them, working overtime 24/7. And there you can see at a distance the impact of the missiles raining in was felt 500 meters away. An ambulance pulling out the dead who were in a car, and they didn't know that it's going to rain trouble for them. Video journalist Parminder Sharma getting you this ground report from Kharkiv for India Today. India Today getting you these pictures of a missile attack that happened very shortly, and two people who were traveling in this car were charred to death. The emergency services was pressed to action, and they are carrying the remote remains of the dead body. You can see that they're trying to open the door. It's not, they're trying to open the door because the entire car has completely crashed, and the ambulance is right here. It's a situation where, you know, these scenes have become a daily routine here in Kharkiv that has been facing a very aggressive attack by the Russian troops who are on the borders of Kharkiv. And here you can see that the emergency services have been pressed into action, and they're trying to retrieve whatever remains of this couple who were traveling. Very disturbing picture, but this is the nightmare that residents of Kharkiv are living with. India Today getting you this exclusive but heartbreaking report from Ground Zero. With video journalist Parminder Sharma, this is Mosmi Singh in Kharkiv for India Today.
A big boost to the Ukrainian military as the Pentagon has decided to give the secretive Phoenix ghost drones to it. These mysterious drones are deadly and will be part of a new military aid package for Ukraine. They can hover around for hours before hitting targets. Here is all you need to know about these deadly drones.
In 2 months of war, one of Ukraine's key weapons against the invading forces has been its fleet of combat drones. In video after video, Ukraine has demonstrated drone application to lethal effect, from destroying Russian tanks and vehicles to even allegedly distracting Russia's giant cruiser Moskva so it could be targeted from another direction with anti-ship missiles. And now, Ukraine is all set to receive a mysterious new combat drone. The United States has just announced the supply of a newly developed attack drone specifically customized and fine-tuned for the Ukrainian military. The mystery drone, designated Phoenix Ghost, has been developed by the California-based Avex Aerospace with direct inputs from the Ukrainian military. While no images exist of the Phoenix Ghost, it is said to be a derivative of the Switchblade drone system that's already being supplied to Kyiv. The precise details of the drone remain unclear, but it will be a huge addition to Ukraine's aerial defenses against Russian assaults.
This is a drone that had been in development before the invasion, clearly. The Air Force was working this. This unmanned aerial system is designed for tactical operations. In other words, largely but not exclusively to attack targets.
Designed to attack, the mysterious Phoenix Ghost will have similar capabilities with the AeroVironment Switchblade. The Phoenix Ghost drone will be able to hover over an area for up to 30 to 40 minutes hunting for targets. Drone operators on the ground will be able to hit targets with a small warhead at a range of up to 10 kilometers. This mysterious new drone can take off vertically, fly for over 6 hours searching for and tracking targets, and operate at night using infrared sensors. The new weapon, headed to Ukraine's arsenal, would be able to take on Russian medium-armored ground targets. The deadly Phoenix Ghost drones can also be reused for surveillance missions if they're not employed as kinetic weapons against Russian forces. The US has already fast-tracked production efforts to arm Ukraine with the Phoenix Ghost.
This particular system would very nicely suit their needs, particularly in eastern Ukraine.
These drones are part of a larger $800 million security assistance package announced by the White House. The package also includes 72 155mm howitzers, over 1.4 lakh artillery rounds, field equipment, armored vehicles, other tactical drones, anti-tank guided missiles, counter battery and air defense radars, helicopters, and a whole lot more. As the conflict rages on, the US military is tailoring capabilities in each defense assistance package to what the Ukrainian forces need in the field. The next phase will feature the mysterious Phoenix Ghost. Bureau Report, India Today.
Unmanned aerial vehicles or drones can be deadly and lethal in warfare such as this. They provide precision strikes, surveillance capabilities, and can be a critical factor in wars. While Ukraine already had the Switchblade drone, now they will have the Phoenix Ghost drones. They are superior to the Switchblade and can be deadly in taking on heavy armor. Here is all you need to know about it.
Using its missiles and drones given by the West to make the war more equal, taking out Russian jets, choppers and tanks with devastating ferocity. Ukraine's fabled Bayraktar drones have been immensely helpful for embattled Kyiv, proving to be the Brahmastra in its arsenal. And now there's a massive leg up for Ukraine, as Pentagon plans to gift it 10 of the newest Switchblade drones with the reputation of the most potent tank killers. Under a $300 million aid to Ukraine, the tank-buster drones work in kamikaze fashion, plunging at the target after waiting stealthily. The swift suicide dive ends in complete destruction of the target. The Switchblade 600 drone, weighing 24 kgs, is designed specifically to attack tanks flying distances up to 40 kilometers, loitering over a target for about 40 minutes. They can also use warheads meant for javelin missiles. The small drones, made by Aerovierment ammunition major carrying warhead, detonates on impact. As officials call it, the flying shotgun. The early version of these dive-bombing drones was secretly sent to Afghanistan in 2010 to fight the Taliban. The US says the Switchblade 600s are a higher level of technology that provides Ukraine additional capacity to go after Russian armor formations.
We've already sent in 100 Switchblade UAVs that were already in our stocks. We sent them in from those stocks. I don't know where they are in the transshipment process, but they arrived over the earlier this week. So they'll be getting into Ukraine quickly if they aren't already there. That's the 100 that President Biden announced a couple of weeks ago.
The man who's ensured the Mariupol victory is the Chechen warlord, also called Putin's attack dog. Ramzan Kadyrov is the man who was deployed in Mariupol, and he's done the job for Putin in a matter of weeks. Take a look.
Вот так говорит наш командующий, самый лучший командующий.
Ramzan Kadyrov, the man who rules Chechnya with an iron fist, handpicked by Vladimir Putin for the top job. Someone who wrestles crocodiles with bare hands. Known as Putin's attack dog, Kadyrov landed in near-fallen city of Mariupol with one mission: to capture the port city for his leader. And he's done exactly that in a matter of weeks with his Chechen fighters. Kadyrov portrays a macho image of himself, frequently posing with guns and military garb.
He has never shied away from flaunting his opulent wealth. A known tyrant who stops at nothing. The Chechen president has been accused of a wide array of human rights violations under his rule. Kadyrov has been accused of ordering torture and extrajudicial killings, along with a string of assassinations of Russian journalists and human rights activists. A number of his Chechen critics who sought asylum abroad were attacked or killed even on foreign soil. Kadyrov imposes regression through violence in Chechnya, where he ordered women to be shot at with paintballs for not observing the Islamic dress code, even urging men to block their wives from using WhatsApp. The Chechen leader also backs polygamy and in the past has ordered purges against homosexuals, going on to claim there is no homosexual person in Chechnya. Ramzan Kadyrov is one of Kremlin's deadliest weapons. And Putin's strategy on unleashing Kadyrov on Ukraine is clearly working.
That's all we have in this segment on the Russia-Ukraine war. We'll keep getting to you more updates and developments that happen here. For more news and updates, keep watching India Today.